You're listening to Family Business with Daphne. Thanks so much for joining us on this amazing adventure of learning and growing together. And if I could bring models to you in any way, I want to do that. If I can highlight success stories in any way, I absolutely want to do that. Hey, if I can bring some failure news to you, I will do that as well. Hey, we learn from mistakes, don't we? So I'm just going to keep it real. And the people I bring on will absolutely keep it real. And today I have a husband and wife duo who will keep it real with us and tell us about family business. Joining me today is George and Irena Brown, and they're going to let us know about their family business adventure, what they're learning, the mistakes they've made that we can all learn from, and their successes and what they see for themselves and their children in the future. So, George and Irena, welcome.
Thank you, Daphne.
It is such a pleasure. I definitely want to dive into your family business and make sure they know what Mosquito Joe is all about. But first, you've been married how long?
And our anniversary was yesterday, Daphne.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that I am your perfect wedding anniversary gift, this interview today? Is that what I just heard you say? Congratulations. How long? What was the celebration? How many years?
You know what? Well, what did we do, baby? Well, it's 13 years, but it's what we did in our first 10 years. That's what we got. No, 13 years.
13 years? 1-3. What is the secret? Yes, I love that. Okay, you're going to have to. Okay, yesterday on my Facebook page, I posted about a couple who have been married for 82 years. I almost fell over when I saw that story. It's amazing. But 13 years in itself is quite a wonderful feat. What is the secret, Irena? How do you keep it going for 13 years? And then throw business into the mix.
Oh, just love and respect for one another. That's key.
Love and respect. That's the secret sauce, huh?
Yes.
How do you, and how, what does that look like? Because you're entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs work all the time. So what does that look like? What do you do to cultivate love and respect?
I'm just happy to be working for myself.
Yes.
Instead of working hard for someone else. You know, we're building our family and business. Okay, for ourselves.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like you're knitted together because you're not pulled apart in two different worlds sometimes, right? When you're working for others.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Us together building our own.
That is so cool.
Yes.
Why did you decide to do that, though? I mean, why not have two separate businesses? You know, you have your business, he has his business. Why come together? What's the benefit of that?
Daphne, it seems to me that this is one, I've always wanted this. My wife would be involved in any business that I have anyway. And right now, when you say in the stars, you know, my wife is really for this. She's really committed to this. And I've been married to her for 13 years. She can't fool me. And she's 4-score in this corner right here. And it's up to us to raise this Mosquito Joe, and we're going to look at it like one of our kids.
Yes.
We're gonna raise it. We're gonna nourish it. We're gonna change the parents.
Right.
That's right. And God willing, we'll go to that graduation on April the 6th, which is our opening day.
Amazing. Well, go ahead. Tell me, what is this? What is your business?
Well, what we do is personally spray for mosquitoes. A lot of the mosquito trucks are usually only active about 150 feet away from the truck itself. It hits the front yard, but not the backyard. We spray the backyard and with a barrier spray, and it actually makes outside fun again. People can be in the backyard and enjoy family again without getting eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Oh, interesting. So it's not a net, it's a spray. Is that right?
A spray. It's a spray. Yes. I have a backpack on, and I spray with a combination of different chemicals, as well as we have a natural area as well.
Interesting.
Using garlic and rosemary and chrysanthemum.
And who came up with this? Is this something that you invented yourself? The formula for this spray?
It's a franchise. It's a franchise that I bought into, and I bought into it for a reason, Daphne. There's a lot more that happened to make me and my wife, choose this franchise to get into.
Now, I want to hear this story. It's interesting that you say that because before the show today, I interviewed another franchise owner, and we were having that discussion. For those of you who may not know, I write a national column for Alumni Magazine and a number of other outlets, including now Huffington Post. And we were having this discussion about franchises and franchise systems and how it may be an advantage for families to consider starting with a franchise as opposed to starting off the ground with something they may not have experience in or a new product, and et cetera, et cetera. So it sounds like, were you always only looking at franchises, or did you at one time think about your own product or service that you would create up front?
Which we have before, and my wife had looked at these business ideas somewhat with a raised eyebrow, but she was into it. She was following her husband, so to speak.
George, I noticed you said that quite a bit. I give the phone to Irena. I'm kidding. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sure my audience really want to hear about the franchise. Go ahead.
So this just popped up. Oddly enough, and the story behind it, is we had a beautiful boxer, a beautiful puppy. His name was Jagger. And all of a sudden, I ended up looking on a website how to make a fake mosquito trap for the backyard. So I took a Coke bottle, put some yeast and brown sugar and water in there, cut the top off the Coke bottle, CO2 attracts the mosquitoes, put it in the backyard, and Jagger stuck his head in, lapped up the yeast, but he was stuck by the head, and he smothered and died.
Oh,
and
I'm so sorry.
My youngest son, Wesley, the one child who, I call him Wesley Hitchcock for a reason, found Jagger. And, then when I drove home, I stayed at home, I just pulled the Coke bottle off of Jagger's head, and he was covered with mosquitoes, just covered with mosquitoes. And I had a virulent hate towards mosquitoes, and I grabbed my kids and just held my kids and tried to walk them and talk them through this. And then looking on the internet, all of a sudden this franchise called Mosquito Joe just pops up. And, I tried to ignore it and things like that, but then it just kept popping up. And then all of a sudden I made a call and found out that corporate headquarters was in my hometown in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So it was so many coincidences that brought me towards this.
Did you say, George, after all that, did you use the C word, coincidence?
I know, you know what? I use that word coincidence, Daphne. I use that word. And are there any coincidences in life? We were just led here. Life can be lived forward, but only understood backwards.
Yes.
And, we're starting to see why. And this franchise right here, it's just something that we are just definitely passionate about, me and my wife both.
Yes.
And it's a tragedy that led us here. But me and my wife, Irena, she is down for this one. And,
Irena, are you down for this one, Irena?
Here. It's got a lot of echoing, so I'm here. Yes, I'm ready and excited to move forward with the business.
That is great. And I'm sorry it had to be birthed out of painful circumstances. I certainly understand what that is. Some people ask me, well, why are you into family business? You look at my background, you'll see entertainment law, you'll see all sorts of interesting montages of career options. And I tell people, I come from a country where I was born in Liberia, West Africa, and it is, yes, one of the poorest nations in Africa. And I know that the pain of my childhood and my experiences and what my family, 50% of my family is still over there, and the pain they experience and the poverty and the disease and on and on and on and on, all these painful things, I know that the solution, or one key solution at least, to that is family business. And that has inspired me and motivated me to build this, for lack of a better term, a movement or idea around family business. And likewise, you've had this painful experience with your family dog and your children, and you, I'm sure, missing that dog as well, but it led you to this place of now starting Mosquito Joe's. And sometimes, for the takeaway is, if you're listening to this as a family business owner, sometimes, those painful experiences are not for nothing. Unfortunately, they're painful at that time, but eventually it may be leading you towards the next big thing for your family.
That's true. That's true. That's definitely
That's
true.
excellent. Yes.
And we replaced the box. Weston is happy, so we got a new dog. And our opening day is going to be on my wife's birthday, April the 6th.
Very smart, George. Very smart.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
And so you've created, and so you decided again that you had this quote unquote coincidence, or perhaps were led to this business of a franchise opportunity to solve this solution for others. And so you said you use a spray, correct, to create a barrier?
Yes, I do a spray.
Okay.
And this spray lasts for 21 days, and I keep coming by every 21 days for my customers, and there are no contracts, so my customers are not locked into a contract.
Oh, George, hold up. So let me get this right. You are doing business with customers, and you're trusting them? You're trusting them? No contracts?
No contract.
Whoa.
No contract.
So that means you have to excel at customer service then, I assume, right?
Mosquito Joe's, we pride ourselves in our customer service, and our response time usually is within 2 to 3 rings, 24 hours a day. And if that person wants their house resprayed, we'll be there in an acceptable time to respray if we haven't knocked out all of those mosquitoes in their yard within a 21-day time period.
Yes, mosquito-free all summer long, guaranteed.
Say that one more time, Irena. Say that one more time for me.
I said mosquito-free all summer long, guaranteed.
Oh, wow.
Any problems with mosquitoes, we will come out and do a respray. But the product is really good, and you probably won't need that respray. But it's guaranteed. All summer long, you have the picnic, or do whatever you want in the comfort of your home, and you do not have to worry.
That is pretty.
Free.
That is pretty cool. Now, one question I have though: this is obviously a seasonal business, or am I mistaken?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about that then, and this will be very interesting to my listeners as family business owners. How do you organize family life and finances then around a seasonal business? Let's say, how many months a year do you do this, would you say?
Now, it's a seasonal business. The mosquito season is long here in Houston. It usually lasts from April until about November. And that gives us the wintertime off. Now, family time, I'm able to, I really love taking care of my kids, and that's one good thing about having this home business. I usually don't start spraying until about 9 in the morning. And then I could have the kids off to school and me and Irene, we could just actually do things together for a little bit before we get started spraying. But those 3 months off.
George, keep it family friendly, please.
Okay, baby, I'm sorry about that one.
I'm totally teasing you. I'm sorry, Irena. Is he blushing? I'm totally teasing you.
We should do things like go to breakfast or look at breakfast.
Yes, I know that's what you meant. And so you're saying this affords you a lot of flexibility then to spend more time with your kids.
Yes.
Mm-hmm,
yes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now, and so do you take vacations when you're, because, off season, or have you considered supplementing with another business?
And that's what we decided to do, is transplant our summer vacations into the winter anyway. And my wife and I, we got married in Las Vegas, and we promised from that day in 2002 that we would always go to Las Vegas, and we don't need to go anywhere. So wintertime is just fine for us too, So between November and March, we'll be able to go to Las Vegas as much as we want.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that.
In the off season.
Yes. Now, who handles the budgeting and the finances at home, would you say? You or Irena? Who does that?
That's my wife's strong suit. My wife's a nurse, and she's a Medicare nurse.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so being able to keep records and things like that, that's her strong suit.
And so, Irena, are you currently... Oh, I'm so sorry. Please go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'm just dealing for, I do a specialist to set a pay rate for Medicaid and Medicare at a nursing home. So I deal with paper and billing and money also. So that part comes easy for me.
Oh, that's great. And so you're balancing that with the business, with family?
Yes, but that's going to change.
Okay, girl, tell me your day, because
that's going to be part-time. The business is going to be full-time.
Yes.
So I'm about to make a switch.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And, I'm so glad you brought that up, because this is a new concept to a lot of people, especially my listeners, and they are in transition, they're still working. Some are stay-at-home moms or dads, and some have part-time or full-time jobs, and they're in transition. So I'm so glad you brought that up. So how are you able to keep up your energy with all of those tasks, including your first and foremost task of being, wife and mom? How do you do that? How do you balance? What are some things that you do to balance it all?
Oh, it's a challenge, and the business is coming, so that's going to be. It's going to be new. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to deal with that as it comes.
Yes.
But the business is going to be first. Well, my kids are always first. The business, and then maybe the part-time job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And definitely, my wife forgot to say that I wash clothes as well as cook.
Yes, that's right. My husband is excellent. He's excellent. He helps with it. And he's a good cook, okay? He's an excellent cook.
Yes. I'm so glad you brought that up, Josh, because, we do talk a lot about divvying up roles and responsibilities within the business, but it sounds like you really have to do that beyond the business in your home life to make it all work, right? So there's some things that you're taking on to help. Mm-hmm.
Definitely shared chores. Yeah, we couldn't do it. I couldn't do it alone. So my husband, he helped. He's not one to just sit back and let me do it all. He helped.
Oh, that is great.
He definitely helped.
That is great.
Oh, that makes me feel good, baby. There you go.
There you go.
And
I love that. These two, I love it. I can tell the passion. That is wonderful. I must imagine that having that passion and love for one another has to be foundational to any success that you're going to see in your business.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Irena, Taylor's calling as well. And Daphne, my daughter's calling. I'm right here, though, Daphne. You can talk to me, Daphne.
Okay, great. Yes.
That's one that we could not ignore.
Yes. Yes. No, I understand. No, I understand. No, I definitely get that. Speaking of your children, what is your vision for incorporating them in the business?
We do a lot of home and garden shows and functions like that. And what we do is set up a Mosquito Joe area where we're throwing out footballs, and we have different little prizes that people can win, all to attract attention to our Mosquito Joe booth at a home show. So having kids out there is advantageous because they attract other kids, and the kids bring their parents to find out what Mosquito Joe's is all about.
And so you have found trade shows. That's interesting that you incorporated. You know, when I started out in law, when I was doing entertainment law, I went to a lot of music conferences with my now 15-year-old, and it was the same thing. She would be at the booth, and sure enough, everyone wanted to come and see the cute little girl at the booth. And so kids are great for trade shows. Have you found trade shows to be successful? Because there is this debate in such a social media-driven YouTube, this and on, that some people have said, well, trade shows are maybe they're not as effective anymore. Have you found that? What are your thoughts?
Definitely. That last home and garden show that we had in Houston, we actually found like at least 200 leads.
Whoa.
At least 200 leads. And right now I'm just looking at a whole stack of leads, people I need to call to find out if they want to sign up with the service themselves.
Oh, wait a minute. Did you say call?
I'm going to personally call them.
My
and
goodness.
my wife will too.
It's so funny because, you know, people get on me when they, what do you do? What do you do? I say, I call people. I'm one of those people that pick up the phone and prospect. I'm a proud prospecting young lady. I will pick up the phone and call people, and I will follow up with the phone call. But it's become so outdated for some, well, not for some reason, because of social media, that it's left this huge gap for entrepreneurs like myself who say, oh, there's value and people want to hear your voice again, you know? So it's interesting to hear that you say that you call and you'll be following up with those leads and making phone calls. That is pretty good. Do you set aside a certain time every day to make phone calls? Tell me about that.
And we'll be doing this between like the hours of 10 and about 6 p.m. And then we also request their email address so we can email them and find out the best time for us to call.
Yes.
And talk.
And
that
is pretty amazing. Do you use a contacts management? Do you use any of those CRMs, customer relations management softwares?
Yes. Nothing computerized. We have a call center. So if someone was to call and miss us, in about 3 rings, it goes directly to the call center.
Okay.
The call center. So they always talk to a human. Contact of Mosquito Joe's.
That's excellent. But how do you yourself track the calls? Do you just have a notebook? Do you use a Google spreadsheet to keep up with your notes? Do you use some other project to keep track of your leads?
Go ahead. Now we'll do it. But on our franchise email, I can track who I called and where I met them, and or how they found out about us. And then I'll use a spreadsheet there saying that this person found out about us at a trade show, this person at a church, this person at a school, this person saw the truck. Because the truck attracts so many people. The truck attracts close to like about 20% of our customers.
Okay, I'm getting me a truck.
It's a snazzy Mosquito Joe truck, and it's got things like make outside fun again and stop smacking yourself in the face, call Mosquito Joe. And,
I love that.
It's got our phone number up there.
I love that.
and friends don't let friends get eaten. Call Mosquito Joe.
Okay, that is fun. I love that. That is fun. And when back in the day when I used to be in the music industry, we actually used to wrap trucks, of course, with albums and artists, all around. And I've done radio station work and all of that stuff. And yeah, trucks were very effective. But it's funny, I've never thought about that for my current business or other family business owners. So I cannot wait to learn more about that. You are listening to Family Business with Daphne. It's such a pleasure to be speaking with George and Irena. We're going to go to break, but before we do that, I want to make sure that we connect online. Or you could give me a phone number and I'll call you too. That's another way. But you can go to my blog, daphnemallory.blogspot.com, and learn so much more about starting and growing your family business, from legal topics to marketing, sales, family dynamics, and more. And we'll see you on the other side of this break with George and Irena of Mosquito Joe.
Ranger Station.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting in the forest. 1 second, I'm having a smoke. Next thing I know, I'm face-to-face with Smokey Bear.
Wow.
And he told me it only takes one spark to start a wildfire.
Did you know 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans?
I had no idea.
That's why Smokey's famous and you're not. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Well, I finally did it. I opened a 401k.
What? Why? Just wait for the inheritance. We've definitely got a rich uncle somewhere. We're one call away from the winner's circle at the Derby, dinners with multiple forks, a vacation home in the country, using summer as a verb.
You don't actually think that, do you?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little. But as you grew up, things changed. Teaching just didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Interesting and innovative things are happening in teaching today. So it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Hey, there's my son.
Hey, Dad.
What's wrong with your voice?
There is nothing wrong with my voice.
Well, it's just sort of.
Hello, Dad.
Susan? Guys, I think it's about time to get in the car and maybe see some green things.
What are these green things you speak of?
This weekend, unplug. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Everyday people do everyday things, but I can't be one of them. I know you hear
We're back, and you are listening to Family Business with Daphne, and my guests today are George and Irena Brown of Mosquito Joe's, and we're learning about this family and their adventure into business, how it came about. Unfortunately, it came out of painful circumstances, but they are turning it around into something positive and serving others in their community as a result. And that, folks, is family business. You create something that generates wealth for your family. You create and build legacy together. In the process, you learn and grow together, and then you spread that love, that financial love, spiritual love, family love, community-wide and beyond. That is the hope and dream of family business, and I'm hoping that I can ignite as many of you all listening as possible with this vision and this dream. This is how it has always been, whether it's been silenced or hidden in the background, or whether there have been economic or other circumstances going on that have unfortunately stifled it in our communities. This is what it has always been. This is real community. This is real family. This is what we're about. And I've heard from many of you who are excited and are passionate. Some of you are founders. You've never even thought about entrepreneurship, and you're thinking about being founders of your family business. That is so exciting to me. And then I've also spoken to third, fourth, fifth, second generation business owners who are saying, yeah, our fathers did this, our mothers did this, and now we're building upon that and we're expanding it, we're innovating, we're creating, and it's just a lot of excitement. Now, it is not utopia. There are trials. We're talking about family, and sometimes, yes, there's drama and on and on. There's tough times. You're not going to make $1 million day 2 of your family business adventure. But if you will hang in there, if you will fight for this vision, I do believe, and you have the discipline and the focus and the skills and the mindset to undergird that, you listening, can be successful in family business. And I'm hoping that you really understand and believe that. I don't know. George and Irena, what do y'all think? You believe all that? Any of that?
Oh, that is so true. And I think good book says the difficult path is the one less traveled.
Yes.
And we know the difficulties of this business. It's taking a chance. Not really like Las Vegas taking a chance, but it's taking a chance with a successful franchise model. And we going into business is all about taking a chance. It'll always be mosquitoes, but all of a sudden I'm hearing about this genetically modified mosquito that's going to destroy all the mosquitoes.
You got a spray for that, George? Is that the next step?
To get rid of the genetically modified mosquitoes out. I'm joking.
My goodness. And what would you say have been the 3 things that have been so key to your success? What would you say 3, if I could teach my children, really have them hone in on these 3 things, it's been so key to our success as a family. And going into this business, we know it will continue to be our success. What would those 3 things be?
One is having a supportive wife, the total support of my wife. Mm-hmm. 2 is having an idea, and let's run with it. Mm-hmm. And let's just run with it. Mm-hmm. And also having my wife support that idea. 3,
George, you said that. I mean, I can tell she is so. I love that you're saying this. She is so critical to your business, isn't she? I mean, really. All jokes aside, I really love that you're saying that. That support of that, whether it's that wife, that sibling, that grandparent, grandchild, whatever that familiar relationship is, that support is critical, isn't it?
It is, Daphne. Mm-hmm. It is. And then Daphne, I would guess that number 3 is having a plan. Mm-hmm. That I've heard it said that a fool with a plan is a genius compared to an intelligent man that don't have a plan.
Yeah. Yeah. And how do you plan?
And my wife, she's pointing to the good Lord. Go ahead and say it, baby.
Oh, faith.
Go ahead.
Faith in God. Spirituality. That's key also.
Say that one more time, Irena. You said, what was that? One more time.
I said our faith.
Yes.
We're religious, but faith in God.
Yes. Yes. So faith. Now, okay, wait a minute, Irena. Can you have faith and still plan? Really? How does that work? It's funny because not too long ago I did this Facebook post and I titled it "Everything I Learned About Strategic Planning I Learned from Genesis 1." And someone wrote back and said, "Well, you can't boast about tomorrow, so you can't really plan." And I had my response to that, but I want to hear from you. Can you have faith and still plan?
Genesis 1. I guess the first three words is in the beginning.
Yes, and what does that mean to you?
In the beginning, we had an idea. Mm-hmm. We had an idea, a seed of an idea. Mm-hmm. And then we ended up dreaming together.
Yeah, and faith that all this stuff is going to come together for us.
Yes.
Yes.
But you still plan?
And then holistically, mm-hmm. we have to plan. We have to plan. We're given the tools. We're given the tools to use, and that's what causes us to plan.
Yes.
So our faith, our belief that we can make this plan happen, and being thankful and prayerful are part of the tools required in starting that business.
Yes. And so I hear you say then that you don't lack faith because you plan. You plan because you have faith.
Oh,
I better write that down. Where's my phone?
Beautiful. That is beautiful.
Well, you know it is because it didn't come from me, right? I said it too quick for that to come from me. But, it's so important in family business when we are, you have to plan out your steps. We've got to be diligent. And one thing I'm hearing, if I'm, I hope I'm not mistaken, but having a franchise system, does that make planning easier than having to go out there and figure it all out for yourself?
Oh, so true. True.
Mm-hmm.
And Mosquito Joe's has a step-by-step way of getting things done or what you need to do, but you need to go out and execute these steps.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. On a daily basis.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And, they tell you you're going to need a truck, and it's up to you to go out and find a truck. And, the phone system and the marketing, and they've got a guaranteed model themselves, and you're just copying that successful model.
Yes. That is truly one of the benefits of having
studying, work. Studying and learn, and still a lot of work that goes into it.
No guarantees.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And that's not to say that an entrepreneur who chooses not to go through a franchise, I deal with and encourage all sorts of family businesses. So I want to make it clear that we're not saying, franchising is the only way. We're saying is one way. And here's a model of you two doing it. And for those who decide not to go the franchise route, they still have to plan, right? It's just the difference is that they may not have something laid out already for them.
And definitely, those that fail to plan to fail.
Yes, I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that.
That's not better yours, Daphne.
Now I'm going to have to do on my Facebook wall, I put what's called pick posts. I'll do like a picture and a quote. So I'm going to have to listen to this and remember exactly what I said and post that for sure. I think it sounded good, whatever it was. And so it's now are you leveraging the fact that you are a family business to try to boost your sales, or does it not even play into it? For instance, do you think that saying that, hey, we're a husband and wife team, we've been married for 13 years, we have a dream that we're birthing together through this business, do you think that does play into your sales or no?
It does. It does. Usually, I've got another decision about another territory, and I discuss it with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows how to turn my engine, rev it up more, or just slow it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And having my wife here, two heads are better than one in a lot of ways. But she slows me down,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and makes me just see the path clearly.
So you complement one another in that way, that you have your different, how you make decisions, how you respond, how you react, or leap or not leap forward. Sounds like you complement one another.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But now, do you, and let me phrase it this way maybe, do you think it makes a difference if you went to a customer and said, I want to make sure that you have a better outdoor experience, and by the way, this venture includes my wife and I and my children. Do you think that makes a difference, or not really? It's they don't care. They just want mosquitoes out of their face.
Both of those, Daphne. Both of those. And Daphne, in our neighborhood, it's mosquito haven, and
I think they just want the mosquito zone.
They don't care if you're family or not.
They just want the mosquito zone.
I see that. Yes. Now, however, okay, so let's look at it this way, though. You yourself might be, or I don't know, do you plan in the future to have other franchisees connected to your franchise?
The franchise out here is territories.
Mm-hmm.
Mosquito Joe's has territories.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have to make a decision about another territory, because they are selling like hotcakes.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mosquito Joe's went from 12 territories in 2012 to 2014 when we bought ours, 139.
Oh, my, that's quite a leap.
So they've grown that much.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm also thinking internationally, because I would love to go to Liberia and spray out there, too.
Well, now, here we go. You said it. I'm done with the radio show. We can just end right here and have a discussion, George. But in those territories, you're going to need managers, right?
Oh.
You're going to need managers, right? So for those managers, so will you be marketing yourselves to those managers as a family-owned franchise, or just as the opportunity? Hey, and it's not even a factor that you are family owned and operated.
Somehow the family touch just humanizes it, because a lot of women make the decisions to hire our business anyway.
Yeah.
So the family owned, that touch right there, we can increase our business that way, I believe.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Marketing that way.
Yes. Irena, what are your thoughts? What do you think? Do you think it makes a difference, or in terms of future managers that you might have in these different territories, or other employees or team members? Do you think it makes a difference?
That question? I'm having a hard time hearing.
Oh, no problem. Do you think it's important to get this buy-in from managers to really be on board with your vision, the fact that they know that you are family-owned, run and operated? Do you think it makes a difference? Not really.
I really don't know. Mm-hmm. I think people are concerned about what they're coming to us for.
Yes.
Yeah, some people may, but I think they just want the job to be done.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And to be done well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, that it's done well. Yeah, in the end.
Yes.
They just want they just want the job to be done and done right.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I tend to.
I think it's important to us, the family, but I think the customers are going to want the job to be done and done well.
Yes.
In the end.
Absolutely. Product and service is so important. I have found, though, and I do think that there is such an opportunity for families to tell their stories and to tell their story more, and that does engender trust in the community, especially when they're from and in that community. I have seen that it does tend to inspire trust for some reason in them. You think of famous family brands, and you immediately think of the family, behind those brands, and you seem to connect with them and trust them. Yeah. And that is one thing I have noticed with some families, and I do encourage them, get on radio, get on, television, get into media. Nothing sounds like a family story. What a great advantage you might have, and yet another opportunity to reach your audience or managers. That's
true.
So are you all raising entrepreneurs?
Definitely just want to touch on that one more time.
Oh,
our
please.
website will have our picture up there, our family picture.
Yes.
Up there. And all of us will be in Mosquito Joe shirts in front of the truck, and we'll all have sprayed backpacks on. So
I love that. So that you're using the picture to tell the story. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, I love that. Mm-hmm.
It's a plus in there. The family thing, the family business is a plus. And we connect a lot with wives, and just them seeing us, and that may increase just them giving us a look a little bit more.
Yes.
Seeing me and my wife and kids there.
Yes. No, absolutely. Absolutely. And so tell me, so with your kids, are you raising entrepreneurs? How are you all doing that?
Excuse me, Daphne.
Oh, sure. No, with your children, are you encouraging them or raising them to be entrepreneurs like their parents? How are you doing that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I speak these things over my daughter, and my son I will be too. But, we encourage our kids I'll be pushing college, but we encourage them to go to college to learn to be workers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to sway my kids to be employers instead of employees.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to try. And my son Kendrick, he's thinking that way already. But he was the practice kid. But the two younger kids, but he's thinking that way already.
Yes.
But my two younger kids, I think I'm going to be pushing them to be employers rather than employees.
And how are you planning to do that as parents? What are some tips for parents who... By example. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely by example.
By example. And they're going to be working the business, in and out of the business, and home shows and trade shows. They're going to be an integral part of us being out there in their community.
So you're just weaving it into their souls by them joining you in family business, participating, and it's just being woven that way, just by the exposure and, as you said, Irena, by the example that the parents, you as parents, are showing them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'm a homeschool mom, and so I get the opportunity to integrate a lot of entrepreneurship education projects with my little ones. And so I make them do projects around leadership development, business building, community development, just as another method to try to get them in that mindset. And all families can do that. In fact, I do that with my children. So it's not just a project from mom to children. I have to do whatever the project is so that I could continue to learn and grow myself, And no matter what the circumstances, I recommend families do that absolutely together so that they're watching mom and dad or cousins or whatever, grandparents, and they're watching the entire family engage around this idea that we are entrepreneurs and this is how we walk, this is how we talk, this is how we think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly, Daphne.
And it sounds like that's exactly what you're doing with the trade shows, giving them the exposure. No matter where they're schooling, at home or outside of the home, you can absolutely supplement your child's education with entrepreneurship education, right?
Yes, you can.
Yes, I believe it's in your hands as parents, in all of our hands. Any final words on this? Has been so much fun. Oh my goodness. Any final words on family business and just for yourselves, for your communities, for these future territories that you are exploring and might be into? Any final words about this? Is this a good thing? Is this timely?
And Daphne, there are knowns. There are knowns, unknowns, and unknowns about starting a family business.
Yes.
Things are going to come up. We're going to persevere. We have faith. And
we're going to do the work.
Because no matter what, Daphne, we're going to be holding our hands throughout this whole. We're going to be together because me and my wife, actually, we get along well. So one of the good things about us doing a business together is that we pretty much are a team. We just try to find the right vehicle to both launch and show that teamwork together, because we are.
Oh, I love that. What a perfect way to end. That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. And Irene, I want to make sure that if there's any last words you'd like to say as well.
I think my husband has said it all.
Yes, he did an amazing job. Yes. Oh, my goodness. Well, I want to thank the both of you so much for your time, for your pleasure. Oh, thank you. Your encouragement and the work you're doing, because you're going to be creating jobs for others.
The unknowns, baby, is we can go ahead and take that trip to Las Vegas in a couple of weeks, because mosquito season starts April the 6th.
Uh-oh. I love that.
It's my anniversary vacation, baby.
Yes. Oh, that is so cool. I love that. And you all keep pressing on and keep being a light in our communities. And we're just going to just watch you both and just enjoy and have hope and inspiration. Thank you. Thank you. And you can learn more again about family business on daphnemallory.blogspot.com, where I just get to share more hope, more encouragement. But I'm a strategist, so you're going to get some tips and some planning too, and all around fun. You've been listening to Family Business with Daphne on KDKI 103.9 FM. See you next time.